Tell a man no trouble. I don't want beef, man. I just want vibes.
What it do?
What up, man? How you been, Dre?
I've been good, man. Grinding, trying to stay clean, man.
Man, you
like I
always
said,
do that.
we behind the scenes talking about how my hair used to be before I had to go bald.
Yeah, I had the same situation about 20 years ago, bro. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay clean.
Sexy bald.
The cold thing about being bald is like you still got to cut it every other day. It still grow back
every day. If you want to stay clean, yeah. I cut mine this morning, man. It's probably growing back by now.
Man.
But yeah, how you been, man? What's going on?
Man, grinding, trying to put it together, you know.
What's the latest, man? How's the credit repair business?
Credit repair been going really good.
Yep.
I think we got like a couple hundred active clients right now.
Mm-hmm. 200 active clients?
Yeah, it's going pretty good.
Wait. How in the hell do you have 200 clients and you just recently started this business within the last year?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of clients. I mean, do you have some support?
It ain't me. It ain't me.
Me.
It's me. The guest yet. Hold on. So first of all, we have a special guest on today.
Yeah.
A really special guest. One of your people that work really close with you, helps you with what you do. Mm-hmm. You advertise so well on doing the credit repair, which I admire. You've done a great job. I sent several clients to you, have nothing but good things to say about you. Mm-hmm. I know you're getting people from 500s to 700s within 60 days. People going from no house to a house or to a car over the next 60 days or 90 days. And I always wonder, how do you work every day and still be able to pull off a great credit repair business? How are you doing it, Drake?
They say teamwork makes the dream work.
No, for real, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
Wait, now who's this talking? Hold on.
So look, y'all, look.
We can't even hold her in the bag.
This is our first episode.
Okay.
You know, with a friend first and foremost, a business partner, and my actual fiance.
Drop.
You know, we go back. You know, we go back.
High school.
Since high school, you know what I'm saying? But it's been an amazing journey, you know, us doing a business together. But before I go too deep, look, I want to introduce officially Miss Shynelle Tillman.
Welcome to the show. Hi, Shynelle.
Hi.
How you been?
Busy.
I'm surprised you even got time off. Most of the time I can only get an email or a text. Because she's so busy. I mean, she working on my credit too. Yeah. I fail. I try to get my credit right. Just the person in control of it.
It happens. You know, go from work, come home, it's credit all day. And he knows on the weekends, it's credit all weekend. And that's just how it goes right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You're dedicated to the game.
Yes.
So I can feel confident when I refer people to you guys, because I know it's a team thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, you might be in the city cutting hair. She's at home doing the back office work.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yes.
You know, I got many more clients for you. And I'm telling the world right now, Dre, you got one of the best credit repair services that I know of right now.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's been a journey, but you know, we started this thing together. You know, we both was kind of like, yo, you want to do it?
Right.
You know, we need to. Right. But I want to dive into all of that. But before we dive into all of that, you know, for people who don't know, I want them to know who is Shynelle Tillman.
Man, grew up in Pacoima.
Okay.
Started off as just I learned, you know, growing up dancing, you know, things like that, and then I became a teacher.
Okay.
Middle school teacher, teaching dance, teaching about, you know, behavior, working one-on-ones, and then I've done that for maybe about 6 years. And then just recently, you know, we decided, you know what, I need to put all my focus into this business. Okay. So I'm stepping away from teaching and just putting all my focus into this business so that we can really scale it. And, you know, he's been, you know, one of the biggest supporters of my, you know, for me.
Right.
And I'm ready to just jump in and, you know, just jump into it and really get it going. Like, it's so important, you know, credit just for me, not knowing about credit growing up or not really, you know, being taught about it. Even when I was a teacher teaching, I would teach my middle schoolers about credit too. We'll have those conversations in the classroom because, you know, the school curriculum is not, they don't teach students about financial literacy or anything like that. They don't. Not one course. I know in a different state they are starting to do that, but it's not fully out there yet.
Right.
So it's, you know, it's one of those things where you have to keep talking about it and, you know, mentoring these kids about it. So, but for me, it's been a life changer. It's been a life changer because it's helped me focus on my goals and what I want to do in my life. I want to, I want to invest. I want to, invest in kids with autism. I want to use my credit. And most people that have credit, they don't know how to use it. So we'll ask people like, what is your credit score? And they'll be like, it's decent. But then we're like, do you know how to use it though?
Right.
So they're like, I didn't know about that. So it's been a journey. Of course, there's going to be ups and downs. Of course, like Andre can tell you, we've had a lot of, just ups and downs, and I'm crying like, this is tough. I can't do it. I can't do it. But I'm not going to give up. I want to keep pushing. I'm dedicated to our clients and what we do, and I'm dedicated to myself, and I want to invest in myself.
Well, let me ask a question. There's so many things about the credit repair business people don't know. For one, how simplistic or how hard is it to get something negative off your credit? What are the steps?
It just really depends. Like on the bureaus, you have a bureau that can be, they're okay, and then you have maybe like, for example, Experian. For me and other people that I've talked to, that's the more tougher bureau is Experian.
Okay.
And so it just depends, because one minute they can report something, one bureau will report something as positive, and one will report something as negative.
Okay.
So it just depends on what type of letters you're sending and how aggressive you're being in your letters.
I'm hearing a lot of people having problems with identity theft. Right? So they're having to get police reports. They're having to go back and forth with different creditors because it's such a big deal right now. People are taking people's profiles, their real profiles, their name, address, ID, applying for credit, getting credit, and just running rapid with it. If that happens to a client and they come to you with a file and say, hey, someone stole my identity, I need my credit back with my information. How does that, walk me through the steps. How does that work? I'm hearing so much out there about this identity theft. Like what are we doing to stop it? Or is it a way to stop it? Or is it a way to correct it if it happens to you?
The only thing that you can really do is, when we get our clients, we'll freeze their credit so that their information is not being shared.
Okay, so let me understand. What does freeze credit mean?
We're opting them out of the, with the secondary credit bureau. So like LexisNexis, SageStream, Invosys, so that their information, nobody can take their information and use it.
Wait, hold on. Y'all hear that? I know of a credit bureaus. I'm kind of simple because I'm I know credit. When I read it, I read Experian. I read Equifax. I read TransUnion. I'm sorry. You just named a few other ones. Now, who are these people you're naming?
These are your secondary credit bureaus that people don't really know about, but these are secondary credit bureaus that you can opt out because, like, when you have your credit, your debt can be transferred over. Or people can take your information and share whatever, because people want to buy debt. That's how they make money too. People buy debt. So we try to opt their information from being shared so that their debt is not transferred, and then they have to restart all over again.
Oh my God, that sounds really, really painful.
It's a process.
Wow. Imagine if a person didn't know what you know, and they're trying to buy a house or rent an apartment, and they find out there's someone using their credit out there. What do they do? Do they get in touch with a company like yours, and and then you guys will help screw up their credit to get it back clean, and you will fight it out?
Yes. It is a fight. It is a fight.
Imagine how many victims are out there that don't know this information.
But that's the important thing is, like, you got to have a team that's working for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many times we try to do stuff ourselves, and we don't realize, like, if I had a team that could help me with this, or I had a team that helped me with that, I can get professionals to do what they do. And we got to stop looking at ourselves as professionals in all these different things. And hire the professionals.
And instead of wearing all these different hats. You said it earlier in another show, don't diagnose yourself.
Yeah, like so many people always say, like so many people, we diagnose ourselves. We like, I can't get no house. Man, I can't, my credit can't, I'm at a 400, how I'm going to get to an 800? That don't make no sense. And we listen to people that don't know about that field. Get with the professionals. You know what I'm saying? And we had to, even with us, we sat there one day because we went through it. Like, I had got my credit done by a guy of mine. I look at him as a mentor. This was about, I think, 6-7 years ago. I got my credit done because I was trying to get a house, and I kept getting denied for the house. And I'm just like, yo, like what's going on?
Right.
And they were like, yo, your credit not in position.
Right.
I ended up getting with him. He charged a lot.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, he charged a lot.
Right.
At the time, it was like about $5,000.
Okay.
But I wanted to get the house because I knew that is wealth in that, is legacy in that.
Right.
You own a home, you own some land, you gonna be able to do things.
Right.
So I paid it, but I had to get with the professional.
So once you paid him,
yeah,
your credit then became par or above par.
Yeah.
You were able to go to a lender.
Yeah.
And leverage that credit and
Exactly.
get a loan for a home.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, before I got with him, I wasn't getting approved for nothing.
Okay.
I didn't have no credit cards. I don't have no credit lines. I couldn't get loans. I couldn't get nothing. So I got with him. He got me in position. Got approved for the house.
Okay.
And I was able to get high limit credit cards, and that stuck with me. Because it was
considered
real.
a good credit score nowadays? Like what's the
Like
number?
750.
Yes.
So back when I was doing real estate real tough years ago, 650 was the number. So now 750.
I mean, that'll get you approved,
Okay.
Yeah.
but you want to shoot for the 700s and higher.
Okay. So anything over 700. And what's the highest score possible?
850.
850. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a long way to go.
850 and
'Cause I'm somewhere around mid sixes, low sevens. Yeah. So I
It
got some work to
happens.
do.
It
Yeah.
happens, and not a lot of people understand what about their credit line or their credit card usage or anything like that. Like that plays a big part in your credit score is your credit card usage and your utilization. Like if your utilization is high, banks are not going to approve you.
Can you break that down, because some of our viewers may not know what utilization means? What does that term mean? Utilization and the percentage of what you may be granted and the amount of money that you're using. Explain that to me.
I mean, it's really just how much you're using the card and how much you're paying it down.
So say I got a card, I got $10,000 credit. Comfortably, how much of that 10,000 can I use or borrow without it dinging my credit?
I would say maybe 3,000 of it without it being your percentage being so high.
So you tell me about 30%.
Yes.
Okay, so 30% is a good number.
It 30% is for that.
So cap up. The minute I go over 50%, 60, 70,
yeah.
my score starts to suffer because I'm utilizing more credit, 50 or 60% of the credit that I have. Again, if I had a $10,000 line and I use $5,000, now my credit takes a hit.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah.
People don't know that. People think they got $10,000
and I'm just
they can use up to $10,000 credit and nothing happens. That's not how this game works, y'all.
I mean, I always say you gotta look at it like this: is like when you got a card, banks will give it to you, but if you use up the whole card, they looking at you like, oh, he thirsty.
He's a risk.
He thirsty, like he need it.
Yeah.
And that's the name of the game too. Is like if you can have it and not use it or not use all of it, you look more sexy to banks because they like, okay, cool, like I can give him another 20,000 because he not tripping on it. But if you take it in like, they gave me 20, I'm gonna use the whole 20. They gave me 10, I'm gonna use the whole 10.
So if they were to use the whole 20, that would be 100% utilization.
Yeah, and they looking at you crazy, and they like, okay, cool, because it's what people don't get with the credit game is it's all a test. Banks got all the money in the world,
right?
So they'll give it to you, and that's how they make money. They make money by lending people money.
Right.
They make money off the interest.
Right.
So the name of the game is look sexy to banks so that they can deal with you.
Right.
And they'll give it to you because they got it.
So rule of thumb is 30%. That's what I'm getting out this conversation.
Well, I mean, 30% is
ideal.
It's like ideal, but at the same time, that's the number that everybody uses, 30%. But really, when you go on to apply for stuff, you want to be under 10%.
Under 10, yes.
Because
new information.
Yeah, like 30% is really just
gems. We've been hearing 30% for a while.
Yeah, 30% is really like, okay, 30%.
Max.
It's showing that you
max 30%.
Yeah.
So we need to really keep. We got a $10,000 limit. Keep it down to $1,000.
Yeah,
yes,
you want to keep it low.
And
and again, if you can show banks that you got it, but you don't need it, they love you. So that's the name of the game: is getting in position, getting the negatives off your credit, right? putting positives on. That's another part of credit repair. So it's two parts of credit repair. Is getting the negatives off and putting positives on. Right. Okay. So I was talking to a client today, and he was like, "Dre, I ain't got no credit. Like I haven't used my credit in like 10, 12 years. I just use cash." I'm like, "That's cool, but you got to get it." So he's like, "Look, how do I build my credit? I don't got no negatives. I don't use it." So I was like, "Listen, you can add what's called primaries.
Yes.
Most people, when they try to build their credit, they'll go get a card, they'll go get a starter credit card, but you got to apply for these things.
Right.
And you run the risk of being denied because you're not showing that.
And you're running your credit.
Yeah, you got to run your credit.
So you got inquiry.
Yeah. So like that's what most people do, but we actually send our clients a list of primaries. Which is you can just add those on there, and with the primaries, it's just showing banks that you got accounts that you can pay on. Right. So if you got no credit, you can go get, let's say, 5 primaries, and they're simple. Like you can get a primary, for example, where it's $1,000 installment loan, for example, and you're paying $15 a month on it. Right. Just showing the banks, hey, look at me, I pay on time.
Right.
You can get something a little bigger that might be a $10,000 installment loan, but you're paying $100 and something a month.
Right.
But essentially, you're just really showing banks, hey, look, let me show you that I do pay on time.
And you have the ability
and you just building that trust. And once you do that, they'll give you the bag.
And the key thing about paying on time when it comes to credit card, I learned this myself working with credit, is I made like payments maybe like twice a month on my credit card, and when you do that, your credit line boosts.
Twice a month.
Twice a month. It doesn't have to be within the same week or anything like that, but a lot of people don't know this, that their credit line can boost if they pay it 3 days before their statement is due, like 3 days before, or just pay it twice a month, then their credit line will boost. Or they can go and call the bank and say, hey, I want to, increase my credit line.
Yeah. And that's something else, right? Where like just last night I was talking to a guy, and he was talking about we were talking about statement dates, and we're talking about due dates. And he was like, ain't it the same thing? And I'm like, your due date is when your credit card is due. That's when you're supposed to pay it. But at the same time, your statement date is when the bank reports to the bureaus. So for example, if last month they reported you at a $2,000 balance, but then you paid the statement, right? And then this month they reported $1,000, it's gonna jump because you just knocked your balance down
50%.
Right? So if you know the statement date is coming up, and you still got to use the card and move around and do things you got to
pay it down in advance.
You pay it 3 days ahead. Boom, I'm gonna go pay it, knock it down, and that's the game that we play. And when you think about it, if you know that, you can move money around as you need to. Because so it's all about.
I hope they hear.
It's all about getting that education.
I'm sorry, I sound a little remedial, but I need you to repeat that for the people listening. Repeat what you just mentioned, because I'm trying to gather the same information you just said. If you have an account due and it's due on the 10th.
If you got an account due, right? Or you know that your statement date is coming up, right? The statement date is on the 10th. You know this. When you start approaching the 10th, start thinking to yourself, I need to knock this down, because once it reports, I want it to be lower than what it was last month. Because if it is lower, my score is going to jump.
What?
Because a lot of times we'll use the card, just pay it whenever we pay it. Or
pay the minimum.
Minimum, and the due date come, we pay it. Right? But the name of the game is, you know that they about to report to the bureaus. So if you know that, I'm going to knock it down.
How does a person
I might knock it off.
How does a person know what day they're going to report? Because I don't ever know what days my creditors report. I thought it was every 60, 90 days. How do you know when your creditors
so it reports every month.
Every 30 days.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that we in a day and age where tech is so savvy, you can literally log into your app and find your due date, find your statement date. All right, boom, my statement date, like one of my Amex cards, my statement date is on the 4th. So I know on the 1st, I'm already getting ready.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I might knock the whole balance off just because I know it's going to jump if I'm trying to do something.
Now, I've heard sometimes it's not good to pay off a credit card in its completion. Is that a misled information, or should you keep somewhat of a balance and you just pay on it on time, like you're saying?
I mean, it depends, right? So sometimes I'll knock a whole balance off, but I'll put a balance right back on the card. And sometimes I might just pay it down, because again, it's like, you do want to show banks, okay, I'm still dealing with y'all.
You want to show that you have the ability to pay a lender every 30 days, no matter what. So you want to keep a running balance.
Yeah.
You just want to keep it under 30%. This is what I'm getting. You want to keep it under 30%, and you want to pay it before its due date.
Yeah.
And you want to keep it consistent throughout the year.
Yeah. Pay it before the statement date.
Before the statement date.
So again, just not to not get confused.
Okay.
Your due date is when your payment is due.
Right.
Your statement date is when that balance gets reported to the bureaus. Those are two different dates.
How do people find that date?
It's right. It's go to your app or website, or sometimes you can call in. Hey, when is my statement date?
That's the so for what I'm understanding, we just need to start watching the statement date. Hell with the due date.
Yeah.
Let's throw the due date out.
Yeah.
Statement date is what we need to concentrate on from now on moving forward.
And the real and really what you want to do with your credit cards to be safe with it is just put everything on auto pay. Put everything on auto pay.
Put your bank statements and all that. Is that a pretty safe way to do it?
Yeah, because 9 to 10, a lot of times people pay late because they just forget. It's not that you don't have the money.
Yeah,
it's that you might forget. We doing this, we doing that. We trying to close deals. We
moving
over here.
around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got our kids so it's like you might just forget and be like, you know what? I got the money. I just forgot.
Okay.
Right.
So put it on autopilot and just put it on auto. What do you call it? Just
Auto pay.
Auto pay. Yeah.
Right.
So I always say that and pay attention to that statement date. And just know, like, okay, look, y'all can literally watch this episode and be like, oh, dang, let me try it.
Okay.
Forget what we saying.
Jim.
All the stuff we talking about.
Right.
Just try it. Just try it.
Just try it.
Well, look. Let me ask this question, man, because you guys are dropping a lot of information. I'm learning stuff as I sit here with you, and I know you. I run around with you from time to time. You cut my hair, and we do the show, and I see you at least a couple times a week. I'm learning something. If people wanted to get in touch with you and Shynelle about how to get their credit together, how do they do that?
Yeah, y'all know. Y'all can go straight to the website. Y'all can do Polk Enterprise Credit.com right on the website. At my personal page is Andre Polk personal. She'll tell you her personal, but also
Shynelle Tillman, our business page, Polk Enterprise.
Yeah, and you can hit us on there, and we always and we open a conversation.
Okay,
right, and that's the thing with this podcast is like.
Right.
It ain't gotta be uptight, and that's why
slack like this, like we like.
Yeah, like people think when it comes to business, you gotta be uptight and talk. I gotta talk a certain way and change my voice.
Or even
you don't gotta do that.
Yeah, or even
business
just talking
is business.
about credit. People get embarrassed. Like I've had clients, they're like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. That's why I haven't even looked at my score. But it's like we're so chill about it because we're like we understand, like we've been there.
I'm chilling with the
so
credit
we understand.
Right now.
So don't feel embarrassed. Like some people, like, oh my God, my score is a 400. Like, okay, that's fine. We work with it.
Yeah,
I've had low scores. I've had high scores. I'm over 50 years old. I done had all kind of scores.
Because we've been there, done that. The thing about it is we've been there before.
Right.
I don't never want to get on no podcast or anywhere just act like I didn't had this shit figured out. Right. I'm figuring this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And I've figured the things that I figured out. Right. I just am a type of person. I get a game because I know what it takes to get there.
Let me ask you what the whole audience is asking. What's the price? What price points are we at? Are we at 10,000 or higher, you guys? Are we at 5,000? Are we under 4,000? Are we somewhere reasonable? Are we somewhere in decent pricing where it's affordable? Is it case by case?
Yeah.
Can the regular person with low credit scores afford your service?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And it depends on, I imagine it depends on each person's situation.
It does.
But nobody's got to kick off like $5,000 to come see you. Right?
Not at all.
No, not at all.
We try to give it, we try to throw out a decent number. Like right now, today, we're doing $1,000 for credit repair, right?
That's not bad.
Right. But the thing about it is that we people that we want to build with our people. So we'll do $1,000.
Right.
And let's say a person, I don't got the 1,000, right?
You work with them.
You can bring clients to us
and work with
we'll pay you for bringing clients. You this ain't no multi-level marketing thing. No, you can literally you ain't got to sign up for nothing.
Right.
We just because I know what it feels like to be like, man, I want to fix my situation, but I ain't got the dough.
Right.
I've been there before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we do that all day long. But today, as we're filming, today the price is $1,000, and we do specials all the time.
Specials.
Like she'll wake up one day and be like, "Babe, we're gonna do a Juneteenth special."
No. I am
But
that
that's
person.
what she do. She wake up and just be like,
I am like whatever holiday it is, or sometimes like, babe, let's do a Father's Day special, or let's do a Valentine's Day special, and we've done those things before, and it's just like let's just do a special.
Yeah.
And
so
it works.
$1,000.
But
that's not. Imagine most people's credit that you're fixing.
Yeah.
They owe thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
out there, thousands.
Look,
Exactly.
and
20s of thousands.
And this is what I want to say to people, right? Because we do a lot of marketing, right? And at the time we were charging $300, right? And I got a lot of people
for marketing. $300 in marketing.
No, we were paying. We were charging $100 for credit repair.
No, $300 in marketing.
No, we were spending thousands in marketing, but we were charging $300 for the credit
afford to do
repair.
that. Don't advertise that. You can't afford to do that because both of y'all got to still eat.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
$1,000. I get that. I get that.
Yeah, so
$1,000 is a fee, and if each person calls you, you'll negotiate with them and work it out.
Yeah,
that sounds good. That's
of
course. Y'all,
but look,
if you ain't got $1,000, don't even call these people, y'all.
Yeah.
Please, don't call.
But look, Ron. To be real, we were running a special at that time, right? We were running a special for $300, right? And we were just trying to like just
fill it out,
just help people out. You know what I'm saying? Running for the low, and I ran across so many people that were like, "You charge $300? I ain't got no $300."
Well, people with bad credit got bad credit.
And it's like, but my thing is this: that you look at how much you owe,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And you about
compared
to
to the
out.
price,
you about to forgive them, get them off the hook for thousands.
And that is a full, like the 300 was a full credit sweep.
Well,
a lot of people charge per item.
Y'all giving the business away. Because matter of fact, I'm gonna save y'all because y'all phone's gonna blow up if you keep talking. Give me your information. Let them know how to get in contact with you.
Yeah.
One last time, and then each individual you can kind of vet.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to tell somebody on camera you're gonna charge a certain amount, and they call you, be like, well, "What about the 300?" And it's 6 months down the line, and everybody in trouble. You're getting 20 calls a day. You can't afford that kind of price.
Yeah.
So, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
I mean, look. To be honest, you can hit me directly. But I sometimes and I'll give it out, man.
Okay.
Just hit me. 818-561-0124. And sometimes I like to throw out my number because I want you to hit me.
Okay.
And I don't want you to feel like, oh man, I gotta go through all these. I want to just talk to the source.
So so they call you, and then she kind of processes it through.
Yeah, we get it. We get a process.
Y'all a team.
We have a team. We have a process.
Okay.
Right.
But it's straight to the point.
Right.
And that's why this podcast is important, and it was important for Shynelle to come on because I never talk about the process.
Right.
Like you guys know I do from watching the podcast. You know that I do credit.
Right.
But at the same time, there's a process that goes into that, and we want to really dive deeper. And more episodes, we'll dive deeper into it.
Thank you.
But I want people to know is like we all been there. You know what I'm saying? Most of us. 99% of people been there before.
Thank you.
You ain't got to be embarrassed about your credit. You ain't got to be like,
I've been up and
I
down.
don't know.
50 years old. I done had 750 and 550 and back up to 7. I done had it all. Don't worry about it. It's life.
It's life.
It's life.
It's
it happens.
life.
I've been small and I've been big. I've been small again, big again. It's just a roller coaster. It's life. It's what's happening. I might get on here next time and be 30 pounds lighter. You never know. Shit just happens in life. We all go up and down. And it's a beautiful service that you guys are offering. And Shynelle, we really, really want to thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And before we go, I wanted to really talk about, because within our industry of credit, right, we get a lot of it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam.
Yes.
And she I want to really talk about that because, we hear that a lot, within finance, but really in credit. And I want to just touch on that. We ain't got to dive too deep, but I want to kind of touch on that and let people know, we people that we genuine about helping people. It's a lot of people that's out here scamming,
right.
Especially coming out of COVID with the whole PPP scams and everything. But we genuine people that's really trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? So for me and for her, it ain't about no scam. We don't do that. We really trying to help people, and we got one of the reasons we got into the business was because we was trying to get her credit done by a guy, and we end up getting scammed. So
I think I referred you to that guy.
Yeah,
I almost want to throw his name out there.
I wouldn't say that, to be honest.
And I sent another good friend of the same guy. And after that, he got pissed off. He was cutting my hair, and I gave him a guy's name, and I won't blast him.
No,
since then he's become that guy.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I gave him. I was like, oh, this guy fixed a friend of mine's credit. He got her a 750. She's able to get business and doing this and that. And then he disappeared.
Yeah.
And then you were referred to him, and he didn't do the same for you.
Yeah.
And I remember you didn't kill him, and you didn't cuss him out, and you got to the business. And now you guys are the gurus in the credit game. But mad respect for not killing him, man. Thank you for that, brother.
Yeah. Now, I mean, sometimes you gotta take that L, and it ain't
well,
worth
look
it.
what it did for you.
Yeah.
But on the show now, talking about doing credit repair yourself. You got to create a whole business out. Sometimes a bad lesson teaches you a new life.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned.
It's been a blessing.
Yeah. Everything. God got control of this thing, yo. Everything that happens to you for a reason, and it creates a new life for you. So don't get mad at every time something goes wrong. Sometimes things go wrong to guide you in the right spot.
Trust the process.
So thank you guys. Thank you both. Thank you, Shynelle, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dre, for bringing Shynelle on. Good luck on your future. Congratulations on your fiance. Can I get a handshake? Can I get a handshake between the two of y'all? Sometimes
a handshake. It's my fiance.
Can I get a kiss? Goddamn, show me something. Oh shit! Goddamn, I didn't need all that now. This is a PG show here, y'all. Shynelle, thank you.
No, thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you again. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hey, real Quest Realty in the house, y'all. If y'all ever need a loan, you need anything in that space, and we were talking about credit today. If you don't need your credit fixed and you just need a loan, hit me up. Real Quest Realty Corp on Instagram. Our phone number direct is 310-205-5200. Beverly Hills, California. Real Quest signing out. Trey, how they catch you up?
Man, y'all know it's Polk Enterprises, PolkEnterpriseCredit.com, PolkEnterprisesCredit.com. Man, contact us, get with us, let's do it. You know,
call us up.
Don't feel like your situation is where you at. It's where you at for right now, but you can get out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Dre, come see me.
Get with us. Let's put it together. Let's get you where you want to be.
Thank
you. You know, we got the guru. This the real guru right here for real. We got the guru with us
behind the scenes in the house.
Yes, behind the scenes.
He brought the behind the scenes. That was bold. Like, a lot of times cats don't bring out their secret sauce.
Yeah,
that's real shit right there.
Yeah. But now we want y'all to know. We want y'all to know this is it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know, we really doing this. We really helping people. You know, everybody, especially in our community, we need to get the credit in position.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to understand lending. You know, Ron do the loans. You can get money from these banks to invest in your projects. You ain't got to sit there and stack all your money from your job. It's gonna take too long.
Yes.
You know,
come
get
see
in
me.
position.
Come see
Let's
me.
do it.
I got the bread.
And that's another episode.
Yeah.
Another episode.
Yes, because we can talk about credit. We can talk about all day.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah, let's do it. Making dollars and cents.
Yes.
We signing off.
Peace.